are celebrating. It's a Soul's celebration. Soul celebrate good times. Come on. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And do you know what we're celebrating? So I am a firm believer in that you make milestones for whatever you're doing in life. And when you hit those milestones, take a second, not long, but take a second to sit back, reflect, and go, I did something there.
There you
And
go.
that's exactly what we did. So in our YouTube journey, I don't know if Cooch does it. I know I have done it. I've looked at other channels and I have said, well, when I get to this level, I want to be. Thank you, Jordan. Jordan wanted to make sure we were going to be on tonight. But when I get to this level, I want to see like how long it took compared to somebody else. Caleb Young, what's up, my man?
What's up?
BW's always a pleasure. Wilderness Preacher, how you doing? So here's what we did. We've been the last channel that I say caught, but we're not really racing, right? I'm just gauging myself based on these other channels.
Right.
Caleb Ross, how you doing? Budsville, how you? The last one we caught was a channel called Masturbating Mayhem. Now that's not their real name, but that's what they really do.
That's what they really do.
It's true, 100% true.
Right.
Anyway, so we looked at that. Now, what made that significant is they had started about a year before I did, roughly, give or take a year before I did. And when we were at 1,000, I think they were at like 12,000, 10,000, 12,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. So you kind of use that person as a rabbit, right? They're going they're going along at a pace, and then you as the hunt dog, right? You're trying to outpace them to catch them. And
Right.
then there are those folks that you go, well, they're so far ahead, I may never catch them.
Right.
Well, one of those who, when I hit 1,000, they were at 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
One of those we caught and passed today. And as a matter of fact, as we sit here, we not only pass them, but we are beyond them by over 500 right now, just today. That channel being Old Manscaper. We took his manscaping and we just kind of trimmed the bush to make our own deck look big. And it's like I'm enjoying that journey. Like I have had so much fun, and I know you've had fun because we just went on vacation together. So I know you had fun as we've gone through this journey.
Yeah.
Last May, both of us were at 20K.
Yeah.
So we had been doing exceptionally well. We were both at 20K, and then I just had a growth period, and I am currently going through impacts forever. I'm sorry, I'm a heterosexual male. I only use impacts when I need to. Like they're very limited. They're most overused tool in the toolbox.
I'm on Team Impact.
Well, that's because that's what you use for your husband. Anyway,
I do have the teal going on over here, as you can see.
If it's teal, your husband makes you squeal. How many impacts? Cooch can do 4,000.
4,000.
I think he's up to that high. No, it's just like I wanted to take a moment just with you guys because none of it would be possible without you guys watching. I wanted to take a minute to just celebrate this accomplishment with you. And then And two, unveil the fact that this channel, Tools with Soalz, may just be the first American channel to test out the DCF 860.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yes. Mark O. Glazer's out. Hey, Soalz, what's your favorite type of soup? Beaver. Anyway. I don't like
Classy.
soup. When I was
I don't
growing
like
up,
soup either.
my dad made us eat soup like almost every day of the week. And when I was 16, I'd moved out of the house. When I turned 16, I have not had soup again. I will
Man,
not.
that whole time last year when I was dying, I was eating nothing but soup. It was terrible. I hate soup.
Cool, Terry. I saw a video on the 860. Looks impressive. I saw the 862, and I saw some Australian guys testing it out because it was rolled out in Australia first. Here's what I saw them do. They did the opening presentation. They had a 1.7 power stack battery on the 860, and they had a 3 amp hour battery, just a standard or a high output 3 amp hour battery on the Milwaukee.
Perfect.
When they did the testing, they had a 5 amp hour power stack battery on the DeWalt and a 3 amp hour battery on the Milwaukee. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What's up, South Florida Tools? Then a tool soup, aka beer piss, is my least favorite. We could talk about tool channels tonight. Because my next goal will be 100K. And I don't know of another channel that's right at 100K for me to kind of gauge or near 100K where I can gauge and see where I am.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of one either.
No, it's like you're either at 70K or 60, 70K, or you're at 400K or whatever total retard zone is, 250K or whatever. I can tell you guys that for almost the last 7 months, 6 or 7 months, we, Tools with Soalz, and when I say we, it's the royal we. It's you and I. So
I actually had a comment that complained about me saying we, because I say we a lot, because it's not just me. It's my wife. It's you supporting me. It's all of the subs.
Robert, Tom, Hunter.
Yeah.
Tell me your favorite tool and sell me on it. Like, you mean favorite power tool or favorite tool in general? How do you mean that? So, yeah, when I say we, like, none of this would be possible without my wife saying, go chase your dream, or chase this silly dream, is how she put it originally. And then, I've had help along the way. I can't forget Suburban Beer, Joe the Tool Guy, Philly Fixed, you, of course. I mean, there's been so many people along the way that have kind of left out, given a helping hand. Dr. Left Hand Thread, by the way, the most knowledgeable guy on power tools is Dr. Left Hand Thread. I pale in comparison to his knowledge, and I absolutely love him. I need to know my favorite tool. It kind of changes every now and again. I'll tell you the one that I go to the most, which is the rigid octane hammer drill. Now, they don't make it anymore. It's big. It's heavy. It's got an awesome ring light. Phenomenal power. Slow. But the reason that I love it is because I had actually first tried to delve into cordless power tools. I got a Makita. And first mistake, don't ever buy that shit. I got a Makita. And it was such a piece of shit that I actually gave it away and bought a Ryobi I wasn't more happy with the ryobi than I was with the makita. And and it was blue. Like, that's how long ago it was. It was the blue ryobi. And I was like, oh, this is just a piece of trash. Like, I was done. And I'm in Home Depot. We're doing a job, and I'm kind of desperate because I had not brought my cordless tools with me. We flew. We didn't like to bring them all. Every time we flew to a new area, we would buy new tools. Well, I'm at Depot. I'm not seeing anything that really fit the bill. Dude told me the guy at Home Depot actually suggested I try Rigid. The Rigid Octane hammer drill was the one I got, and used it. I think the very first time I used it, I was like, oh my God, this is great. I've been using it. I've been using it ever since.
Okay, ever since.
Yeah. What's up? Paul W's in the house.
It's like one reason why I like Milwaukee so much, man. I bought one of my first Milwaukees was the Magnum 18 volt. It was a brushed drill that did 725 inch pounds.
Yeah.
And I used that thing for, I don't know, like 5 years straight.
Thanks, Hunter. Yeah. Man, Milwaukee, I have often said I am not like shy about this. I would not buy Milwaukee if I didn't have a tool channel. I'm not in the field anymore, so I don't need the professional grade stuff. I just don't need it. But I will admit that some of, if not the best, some of the best power tools are Milwaukee. I'm just going to leave it there. It's not for shits and giggles. I don't say it lightly. DeWalt, I think DeWalt crosses a number of landscapes where just about anybody can buy them, be happy. I don't think Milwaukee does, because other than the fuel line, and not a whole lot of Milwaukee to like.
You picked up that, was it a jigsaw? What did we grab when we were in Branson? Was it a jigsaw? It was a jigsaw. It was a barrel grip jigsaw.
Oh, it was terrible.
He was like holding a whale dick, dude. It was terrible. And our hands are big.
Yeah.
It was bad. Don't look at me like you never held a whale dick before. You make me feel real alone here on that statement.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what you and Rodney were doing at the aquarium when I wasn't around, but I have never held a whale dick.
Okay.
A guy today tried to tell me ryobi is better than DeWalt because they have more tools. They don't, but I think it's close. I said ryobi is trash. He said some manufacturer, same manufacturer. Oh, I hate that. I said so is Hart and Walmart. It's not the same. It's a sperm. Doctor left in thread. You know, if he's holding whale dick, it is definitely a sperm whale. Oh, it's funny that we're celebrating because as you have more and more success, one of the things you learn is that some people are only there to kind of, how shall I say, siphon off or live off of your success. And they spend so much of their time trying to prove to you, like green on the job, and immediately drugs. Gray hat, favorite tool. Hey, what's your favorite tool?
Honestly,
tools and tactics or electric connection now, I think.
If someone said, what tool brand do I get? I would tell them get Milwaukee if they're going into the field, because it's guaranteed success. But if you want to really enjoy your tools while you use them, I would say go with DeWalt and get extras. Because DeWalt's Ergonomics, they have the smallest, most powerful batteries in the market. And a lot of their tools are just more enjoyable to use.
That's true. I can see where you're coming from. Uh, to me, it's just personal preference. Whatever you like, you like. I don't, I don't really look at it. Ford and Lincoln made by the same people, not the same. I agree. So six, don't diss my 6 tool lineup, dude. I have 49. I think I want to say I'm at 49. What's the debate? I want to see.
The debate
Thank you,
is
Hunter.
DeWalt
Milwaukee
versus
versus DeWalt or ryobi, because
probably
DeWalt wins
Rigid
that. Oh, Rigid wins that one. Rigid
for
wins
value.
that one.
For value.
Absolutely for value.
For
Absolutely for
value.
value. Hull saws. Oh fuck! I gotta say the whole hog is probably the best hull saw. Although the one from Flex looks great. I've never used it. I have used the
Haven't
whole hog. I've got the rigid Mega Max. You guys know how I feel about the Mega Max. The I think they call the Waltz whole hog a joisted drill, which they all are. And it's really impressive.
yeah.
I'm with you, B Dub. Best one is the one that works for you and you can afford. No, I think Rigid is going to be moving to an online platform where they're going to have fewer and fewer tools in store. I've got no reason to believe that other than what I see and the fact that there's nothing rigid for ryobi days in store. Uh,
Dang.
it just makes, but they do have ryobi day deals online.
If you like it, you like it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, so anyway, back to what I was saying. Some of these dudes, they're only there for to kind of siphon off your success. They want to get, they want you to mention them, and the dudes that I mention are because
Oh,
I like them.
we had large tools joining our streams early on to see what we were about, and then
They couldn't take
yeah,
the heat.
couldn't take the heat.
Found- they found out real damn quick we talk like a bunch of fucking dudes that have been on a job site.
They said, "Oh shit, these guys are actual tradesmen.
Time to
We
go.
can't
Time to
hang."
go. Yeah.
And not only that, but they speak the truth and don't care what others think about it. You know, it is what it is, man. Our experience is our experience. We don't have to play a character. That's why you don't see any of these guys live. You don't see any of these other tool channels live because they're not tradesmen and they have to play a character every time they do a video. And there's no character to play when you're yourself. And it's great.
So that's all true. Yeah. It again, electric connection right there. Electric connection right there. Tools and Tactics. It's still on his board. You can find them through Electric Connection or Tools and Tactics.
I still
Anyway,
get my name Tools and Tactics, but I changed the channel name. But
there
my
you go.
handle's still Tools and Tactics.
I'm saying Ridges is only known for VAX and the rest goes on clearance. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. It's a shame because they are great tools. Sounds like a life of regret. Well, what's so kind of. Anyway, I had one of these dudes last night who's actually been on the channel. And, you know, it's one of those dudes you keep at arm's distance, but was on the channel. And the first thing he said was, I can't compare my experience to his. And then he was like, oh, and I know more than you. And I was like, okay. This is the same fucker that thought that you could ruin the temper on a screw with a drill. Not knowing that you typically only screw one way.
I mean,
kind of hard.
there's a bunch of different ways you can screw, but go on.
Well, I'm talking about with a screw, not with you and whoever Sancho's not with.
All right.
Rigid isn't marketed. Anyway, and then it's just one of those dudes that, like, the more they talk, the less they know. And then you're like, oh, I see what you're doing. Like, it just like you were saying, they're playing a character.
Right.
and when you talk to real tradesmen, you could play the part for a little bit, right? If they're not seeing you, they're not interacting with you every day, you can play the part for a little bit.
Right.
But the more you talk, the more they hear, and the more they hear when you're playing a character, the more they're like, oh, I see. You've never really done the shit that you say you've done.
Right. Right.
So then you just get rid of those. Like, that's the hardest thing that I have learned as I've grown and done sort of well here on YouTube.
Jeremy's here to piggyback off his success. He's up to 4 subs now.
Way to go, Jeremy. Damn. I think I'm
Everyone
one of
sub to
those.
Jeremy's channel. He needs 1,000 subs so he can get
Can we get
monetized.
Jeremy? No videos. Jeremy and B-Dub. No vids. Let's get them up there.
There you go.
The 43 people that are here. We're working on it for you. Anyway. Was right. Tara Heels area.
What's up, Tar Heels?
How you been, man? It's been a minute.
How's that skill treating you, man? That's
did that
where,
to somebody?
yeah, we gave away the skill. I believe it was a skill 12 volt. I love that skill stuff, man. Skill stuff is awesome. Ergonomics and the ring light.
I just gotta.
I think I
pretend
sent
like
him the
didn't hear any of
radio,
that.
the impact, the drill.
BLM. I am not. Is masturbating mayhem? You can tell he's never been on a job site after 2 words. Tanner, that's 100% accurate. I am not gonna disagree with you about masturbating mayhem. Who's hunting subscribers? Skill is doing great. Never tried to act like I know more than anybody else. You know what? I enjoy learning from people, and I want to learn from people. I watch channels, not a lot of tool channels. I watch channels that know more about this, what I am doing today, than I do, because that's the only way I'm going to learn. What I don't do is I don't get in their comment section and tell them how much I know, because they don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things. But one of the hardest things that I have learned in this journey is when to let people go, when to give someone a second chance, and then when to know that you've got the right people. Because I'm very protective of my community. I screen like I have gotten. This is going to sound sort of bad to say. In the beginning, I refused to block anybody. I was like, yeah, you can't say anything that offends me. And they still can't. I don't even read a lot of the when they're starting to that bullshit. I don't even read their comments. I just start insulting them. But I'm very protective of this little community that we have built. And I try to keep the right people here and let the bad people go. And I've tried to tell other people kind of like things that you can look out for, not who, but things that you can look out for to kind of know.
Right. So you still can buy skill batteries. And then somebody said that VCG or whoever was Team Red, then they sold out to Flex. Unfortunately, that makes Flex look even worse when somebody sells out like that. But I can tell you right now,
yeah,
there's some merit. There's some merit to some of the Flex tools. This is one of them. Not all of 100%. Them. Now, while the drill is really nice and it's very powerful and fast and an absolute blast to use in the field, it is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But this here is about the same weight as the Milwaukee and beats it with quick insert collet. If Milwaukee remade theirs, this probably wouldn't be as good.
That is also true, Terry. I mean, if my mom wasn't dead and his mom wasn't dead, that would certainly be true. Only blocked 2 people on TikTok, but I gave them plenty of chances. So here's what I was going to say. I actually kind of get a thrill out of just blocking people. Like it sounds bad. Hear me out, right? Oh, dude, like
So,
I'll hide user from channel, and I smile. I'm like,
I don't think
that's
I've
funny.
ever pushed that button.
You know what? I'll just say this. So I have had 51 million people just on YouTube follow me or
Right.
find me, watch my videos and whatnot. And of that 51 million, I have probably only had to do maybe 1,300 where I've just hide user from channel because they offer no value. They're just there to whine, bitch, complain, piss and moan. No matter what you do, they're going to come up with an exception. They're going to go, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, you're doing it in pine. Try it in a hardwood like Douglas fir, which is a coniferous tree, and that means it has pine needles and it grows cones. And it's not a deciduous tree, which means it has leaves. And they're like, oh, no, I know more than you. And then you're just like, it's technically a softwood, hardwood, softwood. It's really just what type of leaf grows on them, whether it's needles and cones or if it's like leaves. And that's balsa is a hardwood. Can you think of a softer wood than balsa? But balsa is considered a hardwood because of the
Yeah.
type of leaves it has on it. So, you try to explain this to people and they're like, no, I know more than you. Okay. Those people have no value. You can't teach them. You can't show them anything. Get rid of them.
It makes sense.
What good are they
That
going
makes
to do?
sense. Yeah.
It's like on a job site. Who's the first person you get rid of? This is an
People you
easy
can't
one.
trust. People you can't trust.
It's the dude that shows up and tells you he knows everything and doesn't take direction.
Oh, well, that too. I agree with people I can't trust.
Yeah. Look for the 3 dots. That's right. I can think of a softer one. Jordan, keep your pants on. Your ex is Jeremy. I can assure you, your ex is definitely a wood expert, but not like Panthers. They're just to deliberately antagonize. Yeah, they got to go. Absolutely. The worst part is like everybody claims TikTok is worse than YouTube, and in some ways it is. But you can like post a video on TikTok and not have nearly as many mental breakdowns from folks as you have on YouTube. Some of these dudes on YouTube had like, I swear to God, if they didn't have their dick in their hand, they'd have it in their mouth. 2 days to assemble a saw. You're never gonna live that down.
Hey,
Don't do
you
it
got the
live.
same saw and you had a hard time building it, or somebody.
I didn't get the evolution saw, sir. I
Who
got a
was
good
it?
old
Somebody
rigid
got the
saw.
evolution saw and commented on how long it took to build it. I just laughed about it. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't you. I don't think who it was.
That's right, Jeremy. You cannot teach someone that already knows. And it's just so in power tools, if somebody has their brand, they've chosen that brand, that is going to be their brand forever, no matter whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. See Makita guys. What are they going to do? They are literally going to try to make your life miserable by telling you how stupid they are for their poor and uneducated purchasing decisions. When you show them something that's contrary to their notions, they flip out.
Yeah.
I got very little time in my life for a bitch. Mr. Balls. Come on, everybody knows that 60-year-old fur is harder than center cut pressure treated. Well, I mean, technically it is because it takes 660 pounds to put a ball bearing halfway through. The problem is Douglas fir is not the most, or fir is not the most commonly used building material in the world. Pine is. So do
Yeah.
you make do you focus on the exception to the rule, or do you focus on the rule? Like, what's the most common practice? You know, you can make an entire encyclopedia of shit that's just, well, maybe not in this instance. But you know what you end up doing? You end up wasting your life away because you're too busy to learn.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe not your
Red
whole life.
ryobi.
Maybe 5 minutes on the phone. But yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like the people that are going, well, like I did the well, you don't really have to press down on a Phillips head or on a screw, like, and I get, well, what about sheet metal? Well, you saw wood in the fucking video. Did you see any sheet metal, asshole? No. Okay, I guess then we're talking about fucking wood, you fucking piece of shit. But
Yeah.
they're looking for the exception, right? Or when you go, well, you don't really have to press down into a Phillips number 2 to get it to go into wood. All you have to do is make sure that you're holding your tool properly and that your head is seated. And you only apply enough pressure to keep it seated.
I'm bouncing
Most
out.
of
Yeah.
most of the time, dudes are, one, they're trying to go too fast. Two, they're not holding their tool properly. They're holding it at an angle. Could be slight, it could be exaggerated. It doesn't really matter. An angle is an angle. And what they're doing is they're helping that cam out. So then they blame the fastener for their incompetence, their inexperience, or their lack of knowledge. I don't do that. If I fuck up, I just go, I fucked up.
I don't know. I
Pretty
still
easy.
it's an unpopular opinion, but I feel like every large tool channel complains about Phillips screws. But man, that's
Well,
what
that's
my
good.
dad used for years. That's what we still used.
Yeah.
I've never really had trouble with a Phillips head screw camming out. And I helped my dad build a $20,000 doghouse for a client, you know? Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never really had any trouble with Phillips head screws.
I haven't either. The only it here's a fun little fact. Guys, take this one to the bank. 90% of your professionals that are out there, their impact driver set on speed 2, not
Yeah,
speed 3. And why? Because it gives speed and it gives a little bit of power, but it doesn't overpower the fastener.
right.
Why don't they ever mention that? I have to do all my testing in speed 3. What? Because we're doing basically a race, right? We're trying to see which one has the most speed and the most power. But that's not the reality. The reality is most pros, they're going for that smoother drive. They're not looking to cam out their fasteners.
The
So they don't need it to be at speed 3. That's bullshit. The guys that are going like, oh, everything at higher speed, you're a liar.
right. My biggest complaint.
What's up, Big Red?
I don't think what generation it was. It might have been right after the one key came out, or one key.
Oh yeah.
So it was like the generation after that. So it might have been like second gen fuel. My biggest complaint was it's too goddamn fast.
Never go wide open.
Can't
Yeah.
wide open.
Well, and that's like when you use a hammer drill. Do you know how many dudes have told me that you need to apply a ton of pressure to a hammer drill? And I'm
Now
just sitting
that's
there like,
because they've been using their Makita.
yes, but they're using their Makita from behind.
Right.
Every home I build comes with a fastener build sheet. Use what's on the paper. Yes.
I tell you what, man, if you start like going to these old basketball stadiums and stuff with 100-year-old concrete, you can't push hard enough. It's just bouncing off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's different. Yeah, I usually just let my STS just bounce, especially if I'm drilling overhead. I just let it bounce.
You're not going to get it to go any faster if you're pushing it in. All you're going to end up doing is burning your bit out for no reason.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me to ruin stuff because like you can't learn. Like how long does it take for you to understand that if you force a bit into the concrete and it burns the end off, literally burns the end. If you guys have never experienced it, they turn black. They literally burn off.
Freaking turn cherry red. What the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about, dude?
Well,
I have one of
I'm
the
saying you pull them
yeah.
out, they end up being black, like 3/4 of the way up black because you're forcing it in there. And how many dudes like, oh, you gotta force it with hair? No, you don't. That's literally what the tool is designed to do. They're designed to lift up and come down, lift up and come thousands of times a minute. Let the damn tool do the work.
Everyone's good, Rodney. I appreciate you asking. Everyone's good.
Fasteners with a Phillips head piss you off.
Piss you off.
I think the Torques or square Robertsons do sit the heads better than Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Robertson's no, man. I've had a lot of trouble with Robertsons. You almost get too much torque and you'll snap them.
Snap the heads, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem, but that's overdriving it.
Right. Of course.
Oh, great. Tar Heels really enjoys the skill tools.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I really like the skill stuff. It was right behind Milwaukee. It had better ergonomics and the battery wasn't in the handle. So you got a nice thin handle on it. You got a nice ring light. And then the batteries had USBs built in.
All right, Big Red. I hope it stops raining for you, sir. Jordan says, I don't get it. They're not using it wrong. The manufacturer is wrong about how to use it. What was it, last summer? It wasn't even, maybe it was last winter. I was in Walmart and I picked up I picked up some concrete drilling bits.
Yeah.
And I was flabbergasted, literally, like, I can't believe this, because they had them impact rated, which all concrete bits are impact rated because that's how a hammer drill works, but for an impact driver. And I was like, well, this is the wrong type of force. You should never use an impact driver to do concrete. But there are so many dudes that are out there that they don't know what they're doing, and they're using their impact driver to go into concrete. So the manufacturer had to go, okay, well, you're an idiot, so we have to make a product for your level of mental retardation. And that's what they ended up doing. I like the ergonomics and handles. 12-volt tools won't snap heads. Well, the Milwaukee will. I'm pretty confident in saying the Milwaukee will. Jordan, I am not. Like, I absolutely saw that, and like I did a video on it because I was like, yeah, incompetent people can change the way businesses do business. I think that's what I titled it.
Businesses can change the way to make people more incompetent too. You put an impact on something that shouldn't be there.
Yep. Well, here's another thing. Like, I had somebody go, do that with a flathead, and I was like, I guarantee you don't know how to select the size of a flathead, because like, flathead screws suck. I think everybody agrees with that.
Yeah, but it's the epitome of being an electrician.
Yeah, flathead screws absolutely suck, but you can make the job easier by knowing how to select the flathead screwdriver size. And it's easy, but nobody does it. You actually pick one that's the width of the head. Nobody does it. They get the one that they like and they use it because, like, you can, even if it's loose, you can still get it to work. If it's too big, you just hit it with a hammer until it goes in there. Seen that. Don't recommend it, but I've seen it. But it's those dudes that are just like they're janking around, they're jerking around, and they don't know, like, are you using this for heavy construction? An insulated screw, flathead, by the way. Are
For
you?
me, I mean, no. Yes, electricians are. Yes,
I mean,
not that piece of crap.
you see the name.
Yeah,
Um, are you using this for heavy construction?
no.
No. You know how I know that the people that give me these excuses have never done any type of heavy construction?
I can't imagine the excuses you get.
Because they say try it with a flathead screw, like a flathead. You don't use flathead screws in heavy construction.
Right.
Or the ones that are like, I want to see you do that with a 10-inch Phillips head. Do you know what they don't make? They don't
10-inch Phillips flathead screws.
Yeah. Because, like, there's no screwdriver in the world that can keep that from coming out. No matter how good it fits, no matter nothing. It's not going to do it. Like, Torx, yeah, you could get a 10-inch. Robertson, probably not. I think the longest one I've seen in a Robertson is probably 4 or 5 inches. Right?
I'd have to think of the years. I'm going to say 2011 or 12 was when dewalt came out with the black oxide impact rated hits, right? And I was just so happened to be at a data center where they dug out the whole floor
KC
in this electric room. We're about 5 feet below the slab, and we're doing a whole bunch of strut where it's like the U-channel stuff.
Yeah.
And we were fastening strut to other strut and building racks so we could bring these 4-inch pipes up. And by the time you got the radius done, they were 3 foot tall, 90s. So we had to be 5 feet below the slab so that they could stub up, and everything was lining up. So we were bolting and screwing strut into strut, and I was snapping the tips off of the bits, not the screw. The screw was not coming out.
Right.
And that was a Phillips self-tapper.
Damn. Tools and tacos.
Tools and tacos.
He's got a taco. Anyway. Casey, I saw your comment earlier, and I just want to let you. Flathead are for fun are fun on tiny jobs. That's what they're for, small jobs. Back in the day, back in our grandparents, or in like your case, because you're a youngster, great grandparents' day, flathead was more universal because that's what they had. That's what they ended up using, which is why everybody went to nails back in the day to do everything. Crab lives matter. It's not lives, it's lives. Lives. I'm a slut for a T25. Lowest chance of cam out. T40 is pretty low there. I don't know if it's low. They're all pretty good. Like the Torx bits, Torx specs.
Let me grab
David,
one.
hello guys. If you don't mind, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Show and why? Was it the Star Wars A New Hope, because Princess Leia wasn't wearing a bra?
I like a good stinger or bit holder, whatever you want to call it, right? I really like the DeWalt ones because they got good magnets. They just work really well. But I'm starting to really like exactly what he said, these 4-inch.
Yep.
Not necessarily the Milwaukee. The Makita XPSs are really nice on these. But these Milwaukees get the job done. But I'm starting to really like the longer ones of these.
Yeah, he used to use the 1-inch, and he would just like the nose of his impact driver right on the screw, like you couldn't see anything. The more of that head you can see, the more you can see what's going on with it, the easier time you're going to have driving it. Now, don't go ridiculous. You don't want to use a 6 or an 8-inch. You know, like 3 or 4
Or
is fine.
okay, so you know the skit that I did when he's like 99% of the people don't know what this is, right? And
Yeah.
you know it's a little magnet thing that sticks on the front. You can't see the margins of your shit, right? So
No.
if you're trying to tighten like a 4 square box
Yeah.
and you're trying to get on like you're not driving a screw from nothing, you're trying to actually place the bit onto an actual screw. You can you can forget about it, dude. Like that thing's terrible. I bought that and I had the Makita one first, and you can't
Uh-huh.
see the screw, so you just got this round thing. You're trying to find this. You're like, oh fuck this thing. This thing's a piece of crap, dude. Certain
It
situations put
makes,
that thing on, but
yeah.
skip it.
It makes sense. And it's there to what? Hold the fastener. But if
Yeah,
you're using one of those, a lot of times it's just because you don't have the right fastener or
yeah.
the
I
right
like the ones that
bit.
slip up, man. What's wrong with the
Yeah.
sleeves that slip up? You don't need a magnet that's oversized that you can't even see the
And
screw head.
I have slipped up of I have pushed up a few slips in my time, and I got to tell you, it always ended in a great night. Um,
Yeah.
well, except for that one fact that we don't talk about that girl. Vaginal clown gang going off about the Milwaukee magnet. That's just dumb. It's a magnet. It's good. I've seen VCG and Total Retard Zone make the same videos on the little magnets like 7 times each. That's just dumb. But that's another thing that I don't get. How are these tool channels? And I use the
Forehead
term
reveal.
I use the term lightly. Um, how are these tool channels doing videos like what was it? Tools in Action. I think last summer.
I'm gonna help this guy get off real
Every
quick. Hang on.
okay. Every there you go. I
Ooh,
got hair too, buddy. Anyway, um, every time I watched their channel, they were talking about this thing to sharpen your OMT blades. And I'm just looking at, I'm like, the first time, cool. The second time, we get it. The third time, I'm done watching.
right.
You know, are Wera tools any good? Wera, very good. Absolutely
Pretty,
good. If you have
pretty
small
good.
hands.
Right. Okay. So that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say.
If you
The
got big ones,
tips
don't.
are good. Um, a lot of hype behind a lot of that stuff. It's just like the Weehas, right? You get them, they seem really good, and then like the Pro Turn Weehas, things like that. When you're doing controls with control screwdrivers, cool.
Hmm.
You start to actually use the screwdrivers, and you realize that your hand is just bigger than the whole tool.
Also said more amp hours only give you more run time, not more power. The fool is I think he's a landscaper. I think he does landscape, maybe light construction. I don't know what Vaginal Cookie Group is up to, or Vaginal Cream Group. Uh, Vagicream Construction. There you go. We'll use Vagicream Construction from now on. I don't really know what they do when they're not on YouTube. All I know is I know people that have met the little guy, and he's an asshole in person. I'm an asshole all the time. I don't pretend to be a nice
A
guy.
nice guy. Yeah. Damn.
Right, but they come on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, I'm so nice, I'm so congenial," and then they go out and they go to Home Depot or they go to different places or whatever, and then they treat the people around them like shit. They treat the people they meet like trash. Why? Why? Be consistent. If you're going to be a nice guy on YouTube, be a nice guy in real life. If you're going to be an asshole on YouTube, be an asshole in real life. I do that. So
Yeah.
fucking easy. And if you
What'd you
don't
tell that
believe
poor
me,
waiter? What did you tell that poor? Oh, yes. You told him I was going to order the dingleberry tea.
yes, I
I
did.
didn't know what to say.
He does have some of that little man syndrome. I don't know if it's that's it or whatever, but I know that he came to Missouri once, And I know some of the people that met him because I interact with these people on almost a weekly basis, if not more. And he treated them like absolute trash, told them that to get out of his way. Like he was just a complete dickhead to them. And then they're like, we expected you, because as my channel has started to grow, they're like, we expected you to be like that, but you're the same asshole you've always been. I'm like, yeah. Tool Boss is the biggest idiot. I don't know the guy.
I don't know.
I know who he is, but I don't know him personally. And I've never had any interaction with him, and I don't think I've ever watched one of his videos. They had all the green and white balloons. That's green and white balloons. I missed that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Soalz, have you been getting bad storms, a lot of rain in the past? No, been beautiful. It rained last night. That's it. Live Free in Toulon is pretty bad too. Oh, is he the?
That's the
Oh,
ryobi guy, right?
fuck. Yeah, don't bother him.
Don't
He
bother.
does. He's fine. You know, if you take him seriously, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, uh,
the Virgin Carpenter Group.
Virgin Carpenter Group. I like that. I'm gonna go with Vagicream because that's a little pussy anyway. That's what he reminds me of. He's a little. Well, yeah, Chihuahua syndrome or whatever you want to call it. Yip 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 yip. Shut up. No, I don't. I don't really know Vince or the other guy. I don't even know if the other guy's still on the channel or if they got replaced him or there's nobody. I don't watch their stuff any longer. Once they stopped doing Tool Test Raw, I was not interested in what they were doing.
Oh, there's my channel. Hey, you asked about the ryobi mower, man. I don't have it anymore. I've been meaning to email you. I've been really busy.
Sorry. Wait, somebody had a message held. I gotta see it.
Oh, there's been a bunch of messages held.
Dude, we gotta show that one. Oh, thank you. Somebody handle it. Like I told one of my coworkers, I'd rather deal with assholes. At least you know where you stand. There you go.
There you go.
My channel, what you doing, buddy? He definitely seems to be taking some spice lately. Maybe it's that trend that takes him. I don't know. Diablo.
This
It makes me so
YouTube gig, how long will it last, in your opinion?
This, what we're doing. I've been pretty open and honest about this. I want to get to 100K. And when I get to 100K, I'm going to relax. Will it end? Not until I am physically unable to do it. Because I enjoy it. Like, I get a kick out of it.
Yeah. As
Like
long as the
shark.
code book keeps updating. I mean, there's too much to talk about. I'm behind on a lot of code videos.
Oh, the whole YouTube thing. It's in the fall of its life cycle. I firmly believe that they've been losing. So they've been losing what just not subscribers, but a lot of the larger creators are going away. They've been hemorrhaging uploaders, I guess, not uploaders, but the people that actually tune in to YouTube has gone down for a few consecutive years in a row now, just like Facebook, just like Instagram. So I'd say they're in the fall of
like 100 more years,
their life
man.
cycle.
This ain't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't going
Remember
anywhere, man.
MySpace? MySpace was once the largest website.
Yeah, but MySpace didn't own like everything, dude. I mean, this is like an information. I mean, that's how they advertise. They gather your information. You're paying for your free YouTube with your privacy. It, It's just the information highway, man. They have too much on everybody. They're never going anywhere. They know exactly what you want before you know you want it.
I can tell you that for the first time, YouTube was not the number 2 most used search engine. Last year, they were not. TikTok surpassed YouTube. And I'm not supporting TikTok. I'm not telling anybody go over to TikTok. I have TikTok. I spend less of my day on TikTok than I do on YouTube. But I'm answering people on YouTube. I don't always answer people on TikTok because I don't have to. But it was, have you been uploading? I have not. I should, but I haven't. The problem is Pornhub. No, not considered a search engine unless you're into that kind of thing, Jan. And you obviously are. I just started getting YouTube shorts in my feed. I've been watching tool shorts on a regular for 10 plus years. Way to go, Terry. Well, if you're into tool shorts, then I'm the channel for you. You're in the right place. It's not the same as it was in 2016. It sucks. Rumble sucks, but at least I don't have restrictions. Yeah. The TikTok app is way too bloated. I tried it for a few weeks, then removed it. I understand.
No, never tried it. Won't try it. Not interested.
I'll say this. For a content creator, TikTok is light years ahead of YouTube. Because the apps that are like the things that you can do within the app to help you create, the other things that you can get while you're not in the YouTube or in the TikTok app, like CapCut, which is what I've been using, are so far beyond what YouTube offers. I don't know that YouTube will ever catch up. They can. I just don't know that they will.
Yeah. The fact that we have to do this live stream thing on our phones only and can't do it on computer. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
to get the numbers that we want to get to make it worthwhile to
do the actual go live together. I mean, we could leave YouTube and do it on a different stream and then broadcast to YouTube, which is what we used to do.
Yeah.
But this stream is directly through the YouTube app, which is not what we used to do.
Yeah, Rumble is somewhat similar to YouTube, but as a creator,
I forgot I started a Rumble.
As a creator, Rumble it's just not viable. Like if you're a creator and you're on Rumble sucks.
I forgot I even
reversion it. Yes, I am, Dave.
Uploaded something to Rumble. Completely forgot.
Yeah, it was meh. I'm only speaking as a creator. I've had a YouTube account since 2006, 2004, 2006, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I bet you from 2006 until about 2016, I had never logged on. I mean,
I don't even know when I
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to my social blade, you'll actually see that like my channel started in I want to say like 2006 or something, and then my first video upload wasn't until 2021? When did we start this? 2021, right?
Whenever the freeze was. Whenever it was cold outside, I made a video on how to get the heat on.
They're starting to have ads now. Yeah. How's your microtoxins?
It's still very sensitive, but
like a pussy.
Getting better. I'd say overall I'm more comfortable, but I still can't run the circulation onto my own car.
Not good.
Can't can't even like if Angela wants to mop with Pine Sol, I can't even be in the house. And we're talking like a quarter of a cap of Pine Sol. Can't breathe. I don't know who that is.
So Boo Radley, it's from an old antebellum cartoon and book. About a with just a colorfully racist. Think of like your grandmother, colorfully racist character. You know what? I don't read that shit. I know who it is. I don't read that shit. There you go.
Gotcha.
I'll get colder. It's 60 and cloudy with it. Sweet. So those rear view Sasquatch air fresheners won't work.
No. For
Get
the
rid
car.
of the rest of your.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Rodney's got one for you. You'll less sensitive if you get rid of the rest of your Makita tools. To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's a book.
That wasn't Boo Radley. To Kill a Mockingbird.
No, To Kill a Mockingbird was
Finch was the last name. And I know the lawyer's first name started with an A. Fuck, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So I want to
show you this thing.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you this. This one I picked up at Grizzly. It's pretty bright.
Damn. Atticus Finch. Thank you. Atticus Finch.
And then I guess it's got a phone holder.
Gabriel, you're a lifesaver. I was going to have to go watch the movie.
And then it's got a 3.2, 3.4 amp individual. So this one's 3.4 and this one's 3.4. Which is pretty high for USB. Not too bad.
Whatever you need to do, farmer. No, it looks great. I mean, honestly, it does. It looked good in the store. It looks good now. Rodney, unlike, did you know, and Coochie, he had kind of an embarrassing moment while we were on vacation together, but probably several of them. Yes,
I did.
But
oh,
yes,
I didn't know.
And the one that sticks out in my mind is we're at the Wonderworks, and they had a piece of art that as you move, it appeared to move with you. Well, our friend Coochie, friend of the channel, good man, he apparently couldn't make out that they are pyramids, and then you're looking down at
I didn't know they extended off the wall a foot. Yeah.
He smashed into it with his face. It was a book, yes, To Kill a Mockingbird. Very famous book, one of the 100 books that you must read before you die.
Yep. It's a good book.
It's a great book. But anyway, there you go. Robert Duvall played him in the movie. Played who? Coochie? Played Coochie in the movie?
You want to know what's really sad about this one tool that I got from Grizzly?
What?
It's an awl. It's not standard.
Oh, dude. What? It's not standard?
Not standard.
Oh.
Could have at least centered it.
You don't really need an awl to be centered.
No, it's still nice though.
Oh.
It's got a
okay.
rosewood handle. For his pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That's why you picked it up for sure.
Uh-huh.
Sharper tools are in the show. Gregory Peck. That's the man who played Atticus. Dude, I like that square.
It's $10. A
good looking square.
Did you get yourself one of these or not?
I did.
You did. Have you opened it yet?
I have not.
I haven't opened mine yet.
No, I normally wait until I have a project and then I open it so that I don't lose it.
And then who makes this? Oh, this is a grizzly. This is a grizzly chisel.
Oh.
Chop box.
Oh, not a beater chisel though. I see the wood in the
Actually,
back.
what's in here? I thought, who does shop box? I thought, no, Grizzly's not shop box. Shop box is the guys that make the dust collector, right?
Shop Fox is owned by Soalz, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. It may also be owned by Grizzly. I don't.
There's a Woodstock International.
Center. Hi, John. Just now, chat. It's up to you, Big Red. It's up to you, my guy. You know, it's your world, Squirrel. We're just here. Weird. No, it's. I can remember.
Now he knows why he's disappointed.
I can remember thinking when I started this channel that there was no way. I thought there was no way I could pass or catch Suburban Beard. Remember, we talked about that. Like, I was like, because I think maybe he was at 25,000 or so when we started doing the live streams together.
I don't even remember, man. All that seems so unattainable.
Yeah. And we were looking at it and I was like, I'll never catch him. I think I caught and passed him last year. And then it was like, oh, this other channel is so much bigger than mine. Because at one point they were a lot bigger. I think they had like a 25,000 lead on me. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was masturbating mayhem. And I was like, I'll never catch him. I would like to because I just don't like the guy. Just honest. I don't like him. Masturbating mayhem. So when we caught him, go Joe Biden. Ergonomics. I look, dude. Pride Month is next month. Take that shit there. I don't give a shit about your fucking politics. Shove it up your ass and leave it there.
1,800 seconds.
Just ban that fuck. Thank you, Big Red. Anyway, I don't like. And then, so we caught masturbating mayhem, and then the next rabbit, the next one was not mastering mayhem, but Manscaper. Never thought we'd catch him. Never.
Yeah, and somehow, what does the beard have now?
30,600.
I passed him too.
Yeah.
That's upsetting, man. He puts a lot of work and effort and time into his videos.
I like Suburban Beard too.
I do.
He is fun. He does. He puts a lot of thought and prep and whatnot into his editing and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's good at what he does.
I don't edit shit. If I make a mistake, I start over. Shop Fox is Sharia. Oh, all right. There you go. Shop Fox.
Grizzly. Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. On South Bend Lathe. Huh.
Nice.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
It's a cool store though.
It is. It was. It's a lot bigger than you thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a woodcraft right here, and it's like 10 woodcrafts.
Okay, Big Red, I'm just going to explain this to you one last time, right? We're here for everybody, not just you. So, have I seen some of the videos on your channel? Yes. Do I like them? They're fine. They go. Do I think you're doing everything right? No. Do I think I do everything right? No. Be the best you can be.
There you go.
It's changed. He has movie clips on it. Movie clips. It makes the best dado blades. It's good advice.
Nice.
You're all right asking questions, but don't be like my channel, my channel, my channel, my channel. Like, do that on your channel. If you want to make it about your channel, go on your channel. Right? I'm not trying to scold you. I'm not trying to demean you in any way. I like you. But shit gets old sometimes.
Make some shorts on your woodworking. Cut up your
Yeah.
videos.
There you go. Here, make sure that when you speak, it has purpose.
There you go.
And when you show something, make sure they can see it.
Yeah, you get it nice and close.
Then there you go. Same advice I'd give to anybody. Dude, I don't know. I've just had so much fun getting in. No worries, Big Red. Again, I'm not scolding you. I've had so much fun building this with you guys and getting to see some of y'all and getting to know when when you speak without purpose, you can become VCG. I actually think you become TRZ, total retard zone. Because that dude has no purpose. I think he's a candy striper. Anyway, he could be something else. I think he's a candy striper though. It just like we've got to give props to some of those guys because without some of them, you and I wouldn't have the avenue that we've got.
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't really pursued anybody in particular. I didn't really have anybody's content that I was really trying to recreate, I guess.
It's not recreate. It's just trying to benchmark where you are.
Whatever it was, I don't think that I've really tried to replicate anything. The whole tool thing started with just the love of tools, and the reason why I wanted to go to work the next day was because I had a new tool. And that's what got me through 10 years in the same company in 100-degree heat, sweat my balls off when there's no freaking airflow in a room that you're roughing electrical in. You know, what other joy do you have?
Sure.
So the tools plays a big part in people in the trade. So I knew electricians could kind of relate to tools. Now I knew there's a lot of other large channels out there that have some good information. Electrician New or whatever it is, they have some good info. But it's not the same wealth of knowledge that I know. So I guess you could say that'd be cool to be like that, but I don't want to do any content necessarily like that.
Right.
So if I had to say, like, who am I trying to catch? I don't even know, man. I'm just over here in my own lane doing my own thing.
Yeah. Well, my space is a little bit bigger than yours, like doing the tool reviews, the tool comparisons and whatnot. They're like the people that are big in my space are big. Like they're recognizable. And I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah.
But they're recognizable. Like you could say, oh, VCG, you go to Home Depot, you say VCG, they probably know who you're talking about. Not that they like them, but they know who you're talking about.
My neighbor knew who you were. Remember?
I don't.
You don't? I told him about a YouTube channel. I did a little bit of tool testing, and he's like, "Oh, have you seen that Tools with Soalz guy?" And I just started laughing.
I remember you called me to have me say hello to somebody once.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah, I think it was him.
So there you go. I got recognized. It is, first of all, not famous, not well known, none of that shit. Let's just get that out of the way. I can go around my regular day. Nobody ever bothers me or knows who the fuck I am.
There's on makita Reddit, no souls.
That's probably true.
And that's why he doesn't comment on anyone else's videos.
It's all good, Big Red. No, I don't, because I'm kind of like people like to get angry with me, and then they find out quickly. I don't give a fuck. But I was in Home Depot. I was doing my my deal video for you guys earlier this week. I think I went there. What we to get back Sunday, so I think I went Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever it was
Yeah, it's pretty late.
last week. And I was doing that, and they had a young kid. He comes up to me like I'm just walking around. I haven't even begun filming. I'm trying to get the layout so that I know like kind of the process that I want to go through in, and deals to give you, deals not to give you. And all that fuckers. And a kid walks up to me and he goes, "Are you famous?" I'm like, "No." Like, he's like, "I've seen you somewhere before." I'm like, "I'm in here a lot, you know." And he's like, "No, no, no, that's not it." I'm like, "Well, I'm like, I got a small social media following. It's not that big a deal." And he's like, "That's it. I saw you. You're the guy that tells people to use a drill instead of an impact driver to drive large fasteners." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "I was watching one of your videos this morning." I'm sorry. Yeah, like, I hope you didn't get offended. I tend to do that to people. He's like, "No, it's great. You're giving people spot on information." And then he subscribed to me that day, like before I had met him. He had subscribed to me, and
Nice.
I was like, "Dude, that's great. If you don't like the video, you use makita." That's true. DeWalt is king. All right. Who's with
I think
Soalz,
so.
AK the F bomber, dude? Rodney, you spent the day with me at the aquarium. Have you ever heard someone cuss more than I do? If you don't like the video, you get used by Makita. I gotta see the. I'm trying to see the view. Oh, I don't give a shit. Yeah, it said that. Um. Oh, show. Just want to make him
You
feel
must have seen
awkward.
me
Show him
there
where you were
because I'm
getting
a gay
more.
voice.
Yes, that's what I'll do next time. No, it's
That's
just
great.
been cool. I've gotten recognized a couple of times in the past, but not a big deal. It's
Like
like
I'm
nobody's
Peter
asking
North's
for an
fluff guy.
autograph or anything. You're Peter the Rum's fluff guy. What?
No, that's what you tell the guy. I'm like, oh, I'm Peter North's fluff guy.
I don't know who Peter North is, so
Everybody knows who Peter North is. Nice
I
try.
do not know who. Thank you, Muckash. Love from America to you. I called Daddy on the right oil out. Hey, that's you, buddy. I think.
Dang it. I'm up this time.
Whew. Crisis averted.
Damn it. I only just got it out of my beard the last time. Shit.
Sweet, Cody. I didn't know you would do that. You learn something new every day. Thank God I'm not. Makita is not written across me. It must be written all across you. The dudes are definitely hot and heavy for you. There's a lot of valid F words. Dude, free is my favorite 4-letter F word.
There you go.
And if it smells like fish, don't eat it. Uh, free advice. Trying the saw in the pool. Oh no. My Peter looks north in the morning. Dude, I don't know who North is, but I really hope he makes you happy. Too easy. Used prior, okay. Sometimes they just leave it. It's just too easy. Like, damn. Dudes, I don't know. We're done. We're done. Fuck it. We're done. We're going home.
We did it.
Oh, you want me to speak like Arnold? I don't do a good Arnold impression. It's been a while since I've done Arnold Schwarzenegger. There you go. But just remember, I can do the American Dream Dusty Souls at any time.
There you go.
You got anything to say to people before we go?
I got nothing, man. I bought a new bought a new Nip-X.
Sweet. Any
The big
plans
one.
on new content to the channel? Dude, I'm always going to be doing something new. I'm always going to grow and evaluate.
Fixing to do a short on this. Out of all the pliers that I've ever owned,
Rodney, head to the light.
those are the best ones.
Uh-oh. They'll be back. They're not gas chains. Yes, I do. I do think you can do that. And I think if anybody would try, it would be you. Classes. Way to go, Big Red. Congratulations. If I recall correctly, this is your birthday, Soalz. Holy shit. Yes, Ted. As a matter of fact, not today, but in a couple of days will be my birthday. Way to go, Big Red. Congratulations. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. I just wanted to end tonight by saying thank you. Thank you to all you regulars that show up day in, day out and support the channel and help us grow and continue to live this wild ride that we're on. Thank you. And as we end every show, for all you Makita guys out there, don't forget, blow them like you know them. You want to do the other one?
You go right ahead, buddy. You earned
Thanks,
it.
Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy. And this is extra special because our deck is now bigger than our manscape. So for all the rest of you guys out there, don't forget, manscape like you landscape. If you trim your bush, your deck will always look bigger. Take it easy, guys. And happy Memorial Day. If you see a veteran, say thank you.
Yeah, definitely.